Coy by Abby Barber and her dad. Coy was born with one leg, and he walked with a limp. He was teased while at school, called a pirate, a gimp. He worked side by side with Grandpa on his Ozark corn farm. Hard work was expected. Coy's strength grew in each arm. Finished early with chores, Coy was ready to play. He asked Grandpa if they were done for the day. Grandpa told him to leave and go have some fun, but return home before the night takes over the sun. With walking stick in hand, Coy made determined haste to the creek. He dreamed as he walked of having two legs and no crutch. Ashamed at the thought, am I complaining too much? Erasing thoughts of the way his life would unfold, his mind turned to the creek and the uneven road. On this night his goal was one-fold, searching the creek for nuggets of gold. You see, Coy walked every morning to school far away. There wasn't a bus or a car in those days. They didn't have money to buy him a horse. The farm mule was old and wouldn't stay on course. Coy left in the morning before the birds sang their song. He limped up the hill past the view of the farm. Grandma often shed a tear for her grandson's slow flight. Grandpa silently felt the weight of Coy's difficult life. Coy thought if he could only find gold, a nugget or more, he could buy himself a horse and maybe a dog at the store. But where was the gold? Where could it be? He made it to the creek and sat down under a large walnut tree. Using his crutch, he pushed over a boulder. Hoping for gold, he found nothing under. The sun started to fade and the light was nigh gone when he heard a loud squelch from a trail not that far from. The cry became louder, and it sounded like pain. He jumped up from his perch and moved towards where it came. A ragged dog was caught fast in a trap. Some boys from up north took pleasure from its pain. They stoned the dog, though it was already lame. They laughed when Coy asked them to stop throwing rocks. They threw a few at him, too. Coy dodged, and he dropped. What the boys didn't know was of Coy's strength in his arms. He could sling a stone from his house to the neighboring farm. So Coy picked up 3 rocks with no fear in his eyes. He tossed a stone and hit the first boy, a bullseye. His intent wasn't to harm, just to scare them away. It took 2 more stone throws, and the boys ran away. Using his crutch as a tool, Coy popped open the trap. The dog rolled out of harm's way, and the trap made a snap. Injured and bleeding, the dog couldn't walk. "What can I do now?" Coy asked with a sigh. "I can barely carry myself, let alone this poor little guy." But determined he was, and he mustered up strength. He hefted the dog and saddled it over his shoulder. Bending down with a cringe, he grabbed the crutch with the other. The one-legged boy and the wounded dog moved. It wasn't that pretty, and it wasn't that smooth. "Who am I to carry you home?" asked the boy to the stray. "I promise not to stop until we finish our way." They struggled along with the moon lighting their path. Almost 1 mile from home, and Coy almost collapsed when he felt the arms of his grandpa catch his fall. With the dog on his back and Coy in his arm, Grandpa finished their course. At last they arrived at the farm. Grandma stitched up the dog, and Coy named him Howl. He had teeth like a lion and eyes like an owl. Coy and Howl became quick friends untold. Side by side to the creek, again looking for gold. The end. Please stay tuned for more adventures of Coy.